I want to talk about Alberto El Patron here before I move on. A little bit of Impact Wrestling news. He no-showed the Impact versus Lucha Underground card in New Orleans. This was a big deal. They were promoting this live on Twitch. The Superstars of Impact against the Superstars of Lucha Underground. And he no-showed the event. He was scheduled not only to be at the card, but he was going to play an important role later on in the card, and he was not there. Did not tell anybody, he just no-showed. And also an autograph signing the next day, which may have been at WrestleCon. I'm not sure if that was separate from WrestleCon, but I can tell you as somebody who was in New Orleans and who was at WrestleCon on Friday, I saw him there at WrestleCon. And at least on Friday, he looked perfectly fine. He was standing there and he was laughing and he was on the phone. I want to say Eli Drake was standing next to him. They may have been talking. So clearly he was there. Clearly he was fine. So what happened here? He claims in an interview with the Sporting News that he no-showed due to a family emergency that involved his kids. Now, he wouldn't say what it was. He only said that it involved his kids, and I'm not going to say any more than that. Well, apparently he didn't say anything to his employer either, which is why Impact promptly terminated him. They terminated his employment. Now, his deal was coming up soon. They were in the middle of negotiating a new deal. I don't know how close they were on a new contract. So it looked like he may have been on his way out of the company anyway, but it was the right move to make. The least he could have done was offer an explanation to them and say, look, hey, my kids, my God, this happened. I can't come. I'm so sorry. Because look, when it involves your family or it involves your children, you understand. You go take care of business. But by all accounts, he just didn't tell anybody. He just didn't show up. And I'm not sure people buy into this whole family emergency nonsense either. And I think that's a big part of why I don't think Impact would have fired him necessarily if they believed he was telling the truth. So that tells me they think he probably was not telling the truth. And what he may have been doing, I don't know. I can't even venture a guess what was going through this guy's head or what he may have been doing. But to me, this guy's not worth it. He just is not worth it. He is not worth the trouble. He is not worth the aggravation. He is not worth the embarrassment that he has caused this company time and time again in the past. Going all the way back to when he was the champion. He was the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and after their tapings and after their live events, all this guy could do, he could not get Vince McMahon's name or the WWE initials off his lips. That's all he ranted about. The TNA champion, Impact champion, would go out there and just nonstop talk about nothing but WWE. It was an embarrassment. And this is a move that probably should have happened a lot sooner than it did. And yet, I still read reports that Vince McMahon is a huge fan of Alberto. And he would probably, very likely, welcome him back to the company with open arms. And hey, the guy's a free agent now. Who's to say? Who's to say he's not going to end up in the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, or that he won't pop up on TV soon? Vince McMahon, there's just something about this guy that Vince just loves. I don't know if he sees him as a man's man, or I don't know. I don't see any other value at this point that this guy brings to the table. But I read that and I just shake my head like, do these people never learn? I just don't know what he sees in this guy. Now, he's been through the doors there twice now in WWE. He's had a fair amount of success, right? Money in the Bank. He's won world titles. So, yeah, he's had some success. But he was never the big star that they envisioned him being. It's not like, well, you know what? It's worth it. We'll look the other way because this guy brings so much value to the table. No, he doesn't. No, he really doesn't. And both times he left not on the best of terms. He's not worth it. Impact made the right move here.